what was it like as a young man seeing that example in your parents and seeing what they were going through?
Yeah, I was exposed that being the life of a business owner is not, you don't get everything for free, and it's not all fame and glory. It's a hard work and the effort my dad put in and the stress that came with it, and my mom. And my mom worked in the business up until I think my youngest brother started school, and then to make ends meet, just because at the time health insurance was getting expensive, and with everything going on. My mom, before I was born, was a school teacher. So once Brent started first grade, she went back to teaching. And my dad said the reason we could have the business is because my mom had her income from teaching, and the insurance came with it and things like that. So there was a struggle there. Because then she had run the parts department for a number of years, so she turned that over to someone else, and she went back to teaching so the business could exist in a sense. Not just that she enjoyed teaching, which she did, but sacrifice on their part. So I learned a lot about, it's you do what you need to do, and you find ways to make things work. So growing up there, I would ride the bus from school to the shop. I'd get off there in the afternoons, and I'd take out trash. I'd help out where I could, sweep stuff around. And part of that was it was instilled in me that basically I did get the chance to ride dirt bikes and go racing, but I also know I had to work for it. My dad made sure that I was active. It wasn't just, go home, sit on the couch, do nothing, and you get to do this on the weekends. I was active at the business. I also learned lessons real quick that everything's for sale. I used to, my mom used to go make deposits in the afternoon and pick up lunch for my dad. And I'd ride along with her, and went to lunch one day. I had the little dirt track next to the shop. I'd ride in the morning. I parked my motorcycle out in front of the sidewalk, in front of the shop, went with my mom to do a deposit, get lunch. I come back, my dirt bike's not there. So I go run around back in the service. My dirt bike's not there. And I come in, and I must have been 6 or 7. And I remember my mom standing for my dad saying, "Richard, you need to tell him." And that's my dad told me that another family came in, a young man needed a motorcycle for his birthday, and his dad bought it. And so I sold him your motorcycle, and there'll be another motorcycle. We get just something else in the next week or so. But sometimes in business, that's what we had to do because we didn't have something else to sell them. And I was heartbroken, but I learned. I also never went to lunch with my mom again. I never left the shop. I stayed there, and it was like, but it's things that just happen, and I survived, and I had other dirt bikes, and so but it was a life's lesson, It's in small business. You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah, and after years of therapy, you've been able to work through. You've been able to go to lunch with your mom now.
A lot of dirt therapy, yes. I got a lot of time to do that, but it's yeah.
Oh man,
good stuff. But
we went to lunch. I went to lunch and my bike's gone. That's brutal.
But it's there's just.
But I get it.
It is, and you saw it. You saw the sacrifice your parents made to make things go, and people don't see that. People they don't see that when the doors close, or that when things happen that there's hours for a business. But that's the hours the business is open to the public. There's the time before and after that they don't see. The hard work, the stress, the struggles, making ends meet sometimes. It gets tough, and that's not. I think people kind of have an understanding of it, but they don't really know. It's stress on families. It's difficult. So I got to see that. I got to see the struggle and the understanding, and that, and knowing that time's going to be tough. It doesn't mean it's the end or the disaster, but you just have to adapt. So I feel a lot of what I've learned along the way is from exposure of seeing my family, my parents run the business.